Let's take a look at developing culturally competent leaders. Leaders play a critical role in transforming cultural differences from a burden into a resource. Successful leaders value cultural difference as a key component of a person, an integral ingredient along with knowledge, skills, and experience that makes these leaders unique and creative contributors to the organization. By knowing how to lead, manage, mentor, and coach, successful leaders reduce the potential for stress, miscommunication, disharmony, and prejudice while increasing the possibilities for innovation and clarity. The study of leadership is immense. Here, we focus on the aspects of leadership that can prepare you to be a culturally competent leader and manager. We believe leaders must excel in four roles: leader, manager, mentor, and coach, and must choose which of these hats they will wear successfully to address any situation. Organizations and leaders who adopt a values-based management system are better able to innovate, maximize human and organizational potential, and differentiate their organization in the marketplace. Leaders who incorporate the values of cross-cultural competence into their strategies can more fully leverage the benefits of cultural difference, fuel the creativity of their workforce, and enhance performance. Leaders need to bridge awareness of their own values and the cultural and behavioral norms of prevailing cultures in which they operate, applying cultural intelligence to make moral choices and culturally competent decisions. The development of leadership competencies across all roles requires reflection, practice, and experience. Leaders have sometimes been viewed as agents of change, influencing others through their ideas. Leaders are studied in terms of how they influence others, formally and informally, and from where they acquire power, from theories based on traits, behaviors, contingencies, competencies, and others. Throughout this mix of views, most observers define leadership as the ability to influence others to achieve goals. Assuming this definition is the leader's artful ability to develop competencies, build healthy relationships, operate within multiple layers of context, and meet organizational performance objectives. Leaders must become culturally competent in order to connect with people who are culturally diverse and solve global problems. More leaders are inspiring others to achieve purpose while reinventing systems that support human flourishing. In any given situation, leaders can choose to be a leader, manager, mentor, or a coach, or several roles at once. Think of these four roles as hats you can choose to wear or set aside during any situation. Let's define each. Leader and manager are two distinctive and complementary systems of action, each with its own function, characteristic activities, and roles. Both are necessary roles to play an increasingly complex and diverse environment. A successful leader, therefore, brings about useful changes in organizations by coping with, producing, and setting the direction of change. A successful manager, on the other hand, keeps every individual in a team or an organization working in harmony to ensure the end result is beautifully executed performance. Like leader and manager, the words mentor and coach are often substituted for one another. Though they might make similar purposes, they are to be delivered to different people with different skills and serve very different purposes. Effective mentors guide the mentee with a relationship of interdependence, strength, and mutual growth so that both the mentor and mentee learn and thrive. A coach, on the other hand, creates a short-term relationship with a client or subordinate and uses an interactive process to solve performance problems, develop capabilities, increase productivity, and improve retention. A coach also works to help the client develop goals and implement plans and gain skills needed to pursue new roles. In the quest to understand leadership and management, many theories and models have been created. Few of them, however, specifically have been examined in cross-cultural environments or comparative study. In order to understand how and why leaders' behavior factors differ across cultures, it's necessary to have some theory about the manner in which culture affects behavior. One theory says that there is a reciprocal relationship between social culture and the behaviors of leaders and followers. Culture, through the process of socialization, shapes the needs, values, and personalities of leaders and followers while creating expectations and judgments about the appropriateness of the behavior of leaders and group members. In order to learn how to be culturally competent, one needs to understand the influences of situational or contextual characteristics and the nature of perception, personality, and actual behavior of leaders and followers. Numerous theories of leadership have been created in which definitions of leadership vary in the context in which they're studied and also in the view of leadership itself. The contingency approach or model suggests that people are able to modify and change their decision styles to fit the demands of the situation. We should understand a leader's traits and behaviors not in isolation but in the context of the situation as a whole. That is, what behaviors and traits are most effective under certain contingencies or situations. Competencies are skills, traits, or characteristics that a person learns socially rather than by inheriting them. They lead to effective or superior performance. They are behaviorally specific and observable and include both intent and behavior. Competency assessment may take place using 360-degree feedback. All leaders need to excel at the many competencies associated with their various roles. Leaders in both global and domestic firms often have the same qualities, but what is different for global leaders is that they have to retain and utilize these capabilities in completely unfamiliar situations. When leading in culturally diverse environments, they face high degrees of complexity and multiple sources of change, often while having little to no experience working in the culture or cultures where they now find themselves. Leaders in cross-cultural environments need to deepen and broaden their ability to effectively operate in their role, and they must demonstrate a range of personal, intercultural, interpersonal, and professional competency. Two major areas of capabilities for leaders and managers are grounded in emotional and social intelligence. Emotional competence is a learned capability based on a person's level of emotional intelligence that enables them to achieve outstanding performance at work. Social intelligence competencies help people enhance their performance by effectively dealing with challenge. Context is important to leadership, as we see with contingency theories that consider the impact of the situation. One contextual model portrays leadership as the interaction of leaders and followers within layers of interacting contextual variables that impact the leadership scenario, including historical, contemporary, and immediate context. All of the challenges are complex in nature and require leaders to gain new skills. After identifying the strategy, it's important to also assess the firm's global structure to determine the types of management and leadership competency required. Leaders must always understand the greater context in which they act and how it affects the leadership process. There's no universal kind of manager that multinational firms need, but three kinds of business specialists. Business managers are part of strategists, part of architects, and part coordinators. Their primary objective is to achieve global scale efficiency and competitiveness, and they often are responsible for distributing assets and resources, locating operational sites, and protecting and leveraging local competence. Country managers play the roles of censor, builder, and contributor. Their primary role is to be responsive to the local market, not only meeting local customer needs, but also satisfying requirements of the host government and defining their firm's market positions against local and external competitors. Functional managers play the role of scanner, pollinator, and champion in the firm. They scan worldwide for specialized information, cross-pollinate leading-edge knowledge and practice, and champion innovation as opportunities and applications across borders. Finally, corporate managers are leaders, talent scouts, and developers. They identify individuals with potential, legitimize their diversity, and integrate them into the organization's corporate strategy and decision. Firms need senior executives to mentor these specialists and coordinate their efforts. In cross-cultural environments, leaders must manage culturally diverse teams, inspire employees, and coach performance. Culturally diverse teams face different challenges from homogeneous ones, often causing them to have difficulty living up to their potential. Stress, tension, and misunderstanding on teams can explode into resistance, team conflict, prejudice, bias, and dysfunction. However, the potential for superior productivity of culturally diverse teams is high. When healthy and managed well, they possess a breadth of resources, insights, perspectives, and experiences that facilitate the creation of new and better ideas through enhanced creativity and a wide range of solutions. Team diversity is most effective when differences are recognized and values. When values shared across the team include mutual respect, equal power, and open feedback, and when the team aims to achieve superior goals. Diversity, on the other hand, will negatively impact a team's differences when they're ignored, when members are selected primarily because of their ethnicity, and when team members seek individual rather than a shared goal. To lead well in cross-cultural environments, leaders must excel in mindfulness and adaptability skills so that they can dispense the right amount of power, address follower characteristics, and accomplish a broad array of tasks. Coaching is the art of bringing out the greatness in people in a way that honors the integrity of the human spirit. It's a critical skill for leaders who work in culturally diverse and global environments. Developing coaching skills in your role as a leader takes time, practice, and study.